What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to make a smoked queso. I'm going to use the Weber Smoky Mountain today because I'm going to be cleaning the old Bronco Pro. But for today's queso, we're going to go kind of a special chili. We're going to go with some Skyline chili. Let's get started. All right, friends, so for today's queso, kind of like any other traditional smoked queso, we'll have a blend of cheeses, spices, and so forth. We'll use two different meats. One of them will be, I'm gonna cook up a little chorizo on the Blackstone, and then we'll add some canned chili to it today. So we're gonna use the Skyline chili. Now, some of my friends here in St. Louis know, I give Skyline chili a hard time. I basically call it glorified Cincinnati spaghetti sauce. But you know what? Let's see if I eat a little crow today as we use it in this queso. I'm gonna head on over to the Blackstone and get that chorizo pre-cooked. All right, friends, so the chorizo is off of the Blackstone. Already got that cooked. So I'm gonna be using an aluminum pan today for all this on the smoker. Just easier for cleanup later. One less dish you have to clean later as well. So let's go and get everything thrown in the pan and get it on the smoker. While that chorizo was cooking, I went and chopped up a little bit of small white onion and one large jalapeno that we're gonna put in here today as well. But let's start with some of those cheeses that we'll get in here. So I'll start with that block of cream cheese here. 8-ounce block of cream cheese. And it's a little softened, but I'm gonna try to go ahead and slice it just a little bit to break it up. See if I can cube it the best I can here. All right, and we'll take that cream cheese, go ahead and put it in the pan. Throw that away. And then we'll start with the Velveeta. So we got 2 pounds of Velveeta cheese. Velveeta cheese just melts so easily, my friends. That's why I love using it in that smoked queso. So we'll go ahead and get that sliced one direction here. Once again, trying to just kind of cube it a little bit so it makes things a little easier to melt, a little faster on that smoker. I got that Weber Smoky Mountain behind me going today at about 275. So because of that temp, with all these cheeses, it'll probably take about 45 minutes, but we'll check it at about the 20-25 minute mark. Start to mix it with a spoon as well and blend everything together. All right, so that's a lot of Velveeta cheese. We'll get in there as well. All right. Then next we're gonna go with, I'll go ahead and get those onions and those peppers in there. Then we can get that cutting board out of my way. All right, I'll go ahead and remove these gloves. I don't think I need them anymore. All right, so a couple other things we're gonna add here. A little more cheese, actually. I'm gonna go with about half of this bag. This is kind of a 2-cup bag of Mexican blend cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and add some of that in there. Never enough cheeses, right, friends? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to add some of those other canned ingredients. So let's go ahead and grab that chili, you know, the star of the show today. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pour that chili right alongside that chorizo. All right. And then we're gonna grab a can opener. So I got 2 cans of Rotel. You can get the hotter Rotel. This is just the traditional, the original. That's all you really need. Go ahead and kind of drain out some of those liquids here. All right, that's 1 can. Here is that 2nd can of that Rotel. Rotel just gives everything such a great flavor. I love using it in chili as well. All right, got those ready to roll. So we'll go ahead and add that Rotel in there. Definitely gonna fill the pan today, that's for sure. All right. Might need more than 1 bag of chips for this today as well. And then a couple other things we're gonna add today. So I've got a can, my parents sent me this because I live down in Texas, from H-E-B, the grocery store chain down there. Cream of poblano. Sometimes in the quesos you might use like a cream of mushroom or cream of chicken, just to give it that creamier feeling as well. We're gonna use this. All right, got that dumped in there. We'll hit it with just a little bit of barbecue seasoning. I'm using the Meat Church's Gospel. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this over to the Weber Smoky Mountain, throw it on there, and then we'll come in about 20-25 minutes and grab ourselves a spoon and start to blend things together once those cheeses start to melt. No need to do it yet though. Let's get it on the smoker. All right, friends, this queso has been on for about an hour. I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna take longer than I thought because I can even tell that cream cheese is still not fully melted, and I want this stuff to be really bubbly, but it looks really good here as we stir it up. Notice that everything we used today really did fill that pan completely with queso, so if you're making something like this for when friends are coming over, you're gonna have plenty of cheese dip. Make sure you load up on the chips. All right, friends, queso is off the smoker. I'm gonna grab that spoon I've been using and give it one more stir. And then we're gonna top things off here as well. All right, so let's go ahead and grab that spoon. Kind of see that layer that's kind of crusted on the top, but this is piping hot. You see the steam coming off of here as well. You can see those onions kind of floating in the top of this mixture. Super hot, super melty. So we're gonna top it off here with a little bit of fresh chopped cilantro and some green onions. All right. And there we go, my friends. Hopefully it's not too piping hot. That is that chili queso dip that we made today on the smoker using that Skyline chili. So I'm gonna grab myself a chip. Now you notice I got my little fan going off the side because the flies have been horrendous. These things are awesome. You can find them on Amazon. I'll see if I can find a little link for you. I'll drop it in the description for you as well. Grab myself a chip here, give it a taste test. Hopefully it's not too piping hot on the tongue. Look at that, just dripping off. I'm sure it's gonna be amazing, right? Okay. So I can definitely tell that I used that Skyline chili. And if you remember back at the beginning of this episode, I kind of told you my original thoughts on Skyline chili to begin with. So, you know what? I got an idea. Hold right there. Let me show you what we're gonna do with this. All right, friends, better idea. Not to say this is actually really good. You know, I've never been a queso I just won't sit and eat anyway, especially after a few cold adult beverages, so it doesn't matter. This is actually not too bad. But I can tell the sweetness of that chili from that Skyline chili sauce, or chili that they have that, you know, they put on spaghetti in Cincinnati, which I don't understand why. But maybe somebody in the comments can tell me why this is so delicious. But anyway, here's another idea I've got. I'm gonna grab myself a spoon. And I took myself a hot dog and I warmed it up on the smoker, and I wrapped the bun in some aluminum foil to warm that too. And we're gonna take some of that queso and we're gonna pour right on top of that hot dog. And look at that, my friends. This is a great use of that Skyline chili queso we made today. Let's give it a taste test on the old wiener. Oh yeah. That cheese dog is damn good, you guys. You're gonna love this as well. So another great use of the queso because we made, like, you know, a vat of it today. I'll put everything you guys need to know about this recipe in the description. Thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications as well because we have new episodes coming out every week. We'll see you guys again on Bones and Brews.